Hello and welcome to the next episode of the AV Experience. I'm your host Ryan, joined as always by Jonathan. Jonathan, this is the first time and one of the only times I think I've seen you wearing a quarter zip.
It's cold down here, like a fleece.
We're gonna get hammered, just schmammered here and starting tomorrow.
Well, I haven't even looked at the thermometer today. What's the temperature outside in
It was
Missouri?
fine today.
It's like my basement is like frigid down here.
Oh, well, that's a personal problem. It's
I
gonna
don't
get
even
worse.
like colder than normal.
Tomorrow, it's not abysmal. Okay, for some people it's abysmal, but for the upper Midwest, it's not abysmal. I think we're supposed to get wind chill wise, it's supposed to hit and stay at -10 tomorrow. Yay. Today it was 40. Tomorrow's -10. Woo!
One of my daughters has been showing me these like Midwest jokes where somebody on YouTube is kind of like talking about characteristics of the Midwest, and there's some real funny weather ones on there.
I tell people it's the butthole of the United States. It's like your digestive system where the weather comes together and it all comes together and then it goes all over everybody underneath it and just poo-poos all over all of us. And you never know what it's just going to be a melting pot. You have no idea what you're going to get. It could be 70 degrees. There was one day, when was it? Probably a month ago. There was like a 70-degree swing in one day. I remember we were skiing and we were looking at the weather and it was like 60 degrees. And then all of a sudden somebody said, "It's snowing." It dropped.
Yeah, it did. That was wild. I mean, that's pretty extreme even for here, which we'll see 40 or 50 degree temperature drops in a day, but 70 was a lot.
That was a lot. That was a lot. It was abnormally warm until it wasn't. We're supposed to get something like 10 inches of snow, which some people are going to be like, "That's not a lot." Well, it's a lot at one time for us. Anyway, you've been on a movie kick.
Yeah.
I've been on a movie kick. You have been said you've watched an abnormal amount of movies lately.
Just in the last
2 or
3 weeks. Yeah.
What have you watched
this week? This week wasn't as heavy. I just went through the Madagascar films. We watched the next 2, so we're ready for the Penguins one, the 4th one, with the kids, and then watched the Fallout, the newest Fallout, which I really am enjoying that show. If you haven't started watching that one, you should.
We are
on Amazon.
We're caught up.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, what's his name? The main actor, the guy, the ghoul.
Yeah.
Who is that? I don't know his name.
I don't know. If you didn't ask me, I'd know who it is.
There was a meme that said he was hospitalized for back problems. And the joke was that he's carrying the entire franchise on his back. And I fully agree. Like that, he is the only reason I'm watching the show is because of him.
The gal's not bad. The British gal that plays the title character.
I should say that it's that interaction, like their plot. Everything else, worthless. Yeah,
like the Brotherhood and the actor there is not great.
They're portraying the Brotherhood like they don't know what they're doing and that it's terrible and it's taken the idiocy to an extreme that it didn't need to go to. That was Fallout to a point, but it's gotten too dumb. Everybody's too dumb. And what they're doing in the vaults is just stupid. It is so dumb. Like the dance number that they did in the last episode. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't mind it actually.
What was the point of that? Was that part of the games that I missed?
They didn't really explain why they were dancing in there. It's just the cheese factor, and the whole series has it.
But the first season wasn't this bad.
It is getting cheesier.
It is getting really cheesy.
But I don't mind it somehow. And I don't usually go for real cheesy stuff. But somehow this one eludes.
I don't mind it as much as the other cheese, but it is getting cheesier. But
go ahead.
Go ahead, because I'm going to change topics. I'll stay on Fallout, but it's going to be...
I almost turned it off after the first episode or two because I had never played the game, so I didn't know what to expect. And I didn't know, like, when he shot, like, the weird things out of the gun and I don't even remember what it was now. It's been long enough. But was there a rubber ducky or something that came out and stabbed into someone at, like, the first episode or two?
Like a fork? I think it was a fork.
Yeah, okay, a fork.
Yeah.
Real weird stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what is this nonsense? And then I was talking to some buddies, and they're like, that's the Fallout universe. Just, like, sit tight, see if you start to appreciate it. I really have. But
when you think about the game, like, if you're stuck 200 years after a nuclear war, I mean, you're going to shoot whatever you can. And it was a fork. The part that bothers me the most, and maybe you haven't noticed, or maybe you have, is the stupid AI recaps.
At the beginning of each
They
episode,
don't even make sense.
they did seem. This last one seemed a little bit weird to me too.
They're not in order. There's things that have no relevance that happened. There was one that happened in the previous season,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense. Whoever's doing that needs to have not woken up.
As someone not a fan of the franchise, or at least unfamiliar with the franchise, I'm not saying I dislike it. I just don't know it. Like the Brotherhood stuff could be completely left out, and the show would be better for it.
Couldn't it?
And that's kind of disappointing. But I mean, especially in the first season, every time it went to the Brotherhood thing, I was like, you know how they cycle through the different factions, or whatever. You kind of watch that guy for a while, and then switch to the next one. Every time I went to the Brotherhood, I was like,
They are a big part of the games, but they're not this dumb. If you know, they're not shooting themselves constantly in the foot. Like it's not full of ineptitude. It's not that dumb.
all the cheesiness in the suits and stuff.
It's so stupid. That whole arc is dumb. I hate it. Everybody in chat's probably like, that's my favorite part. That could get left out. I could have some more choice words for it, but I'm not.
Well, so like I'm intrigued by what's happening now with that monster creature and some of the plot lines that are kind of setting up for future interest. I mean, all the whole history, the backstory on how this all unfolded is real hot and heavy right now. It's an interesting story. I so far like season 2 more than season 1.
Yeah, I do like that part, but it's the backstory is about that one guy.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Anything he's in, it's fine. It's great. Don't mind it.
He's an excellent actor. There's no doubt.
Fantastic. I have no problem with him. I can't remember his name, so evidently I don't like him that much. But I can't.
I'll look him up because we should both not be able to. We should be both.
He's doing great. He's now. I saw him in a commercial. Now he's getting the spotlight he deserves because he's done a fantastic job.
Walton Goggins.
Yes, he's done a great job.
And even the dad that they've been showing more time with, he's a good actor. I mean, I enjoyed watching him too.
That whole plot is much better. I agree. Get rid of the Brotherhood. It doesn't need to be there. It's dumb.
So I'm curious, what do you think? And we're way off topic because we weren't even planning to talk about this. But what is your opinion? Like, besides the cheesiness, do you think that actor's good that portrays the main guy in the Brotherhood? Like, I don't think he's particularly good.
No, but maybe he's just portraying it how it should be portrayed. So I don't know. I can't judge him based on one role.
His ghoul buddy, I don't mind, but it's like he's so silly. Why is he so silly?
I agree. His ghoul buddy he plays it much better.
He's doing fine, but I don't even understand the silliness of it. It's like those guys are kind of mental nothings, and you understand why the Vault people are because of all the inbreeding and so forth. But why are the Brotherhood people that? I mean, and for that matter, where are the Brotherhood women? Why do they never show any of the like?
And then Xavier came in, and I appreciated Xavier. I thought he brought and then he died. Like this guy, he's dead. Yeah. Sorry, spoiler. But anyway, so we watched that. What else have I watched? I have Letterboxd on here. So you've watched Madagascar. You watched that. I finished Landman. Have you watched Landman?
Billy Bob Thornton movie? I have not watched it. Is that a series or a movie?
It's a series. And one thing I appreciated about Landman is it ended. It ended in a way, and I don't know if they'll do a season 3, but it ended in a way that it could wrap up right now. They didn't leave it on some big cliffhanger or anything. They brought everything together. They finished all of the arcs, and it's done. And I appreciated the finality. I was telling my wife while the episode was ending, because it was the finale, I'm like, this needs to end here. Do not make a season 3. Because there's no reason to. I hate it. Hate it when they just keep adding seasons. And it's the same crap redone. And it's like the characters are intentionally finding crap. They're just falling into holes intentionally. Oh, look, a hole. Oh, no, I've fallen in. And they just keep doing it.
Yeah.
The Ozarks or whatever that one was where they're hiding money everywhere. And he's like a money launderer. I stopped watching it because it was just the same stuff every single. How can we get ourselves into trouble? Here's a stupid idea. I know it's dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway. And then it's an episode on that.
Sure.
So yeah, I hope it ended. But what have I watched? Did we talk about Descent? The
You talked about it
Descent.
last week, or maybe it was not on the stream. I talked with you about it a little bit.
Okay, so you and I talked about it. I don't know if Stream talked about it, but we talked about it. One Battle After Another. Did we talk about that one?
No, I don't think so.
So One Battle After Another, Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's
It
winning
was
all kinds of accolades, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
it was an interesting premise, but I felt like the one thing it was missing, and I won't spoil it for anybody, but the one thing it was missing for me was the foundation of the story. They didn't provide enough backstory. They provided some of it, but it didn't feel rooted in any way. It was just kind of things happening. And I gave it a 3.5 for that. So it was above average, but it wasn't as good as it could have been. Godzilla -1. I like Shin more than -1.
you did.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't even know how to explain it. I liked what they were doing in -1. I gave it 3.5 stars. For anybody that wants to follow it, I'm on Letterbox, I think under Moltar, for what I'm watching. But it was okay. I like Shin more. I watched She Rides Shotgun. I've been trying to watch one movie a day. Stop. You gonna ban Bruce? Poor Bruce. What did Bruce recommend now? Tire 2? Oh, is he talking about Naked Gun?
Hmm.
I don't know what he's talking about. But anyway, I watched She Rides Shotgun. I liked it. I gave it 4.5 stars, actually. I
Never
liked
heard of
She
that
Rides
one.
Shotgun. It was a very dark drama. I can't really give you any of the plot without. I like going into movies not knowing anything about them, so I don't really want to talk about what it's about. But it was a different storyline that hasn't been rehashed over and over and over again. So I appreciated it for what it was. And I think they did a real good job of leaning on a man's insecurities and things that he's done that he's not proud of and that kind of thing. And then today I watched The Long Walk.
Oh, I saw a trailer for that. That looked interesting, if not odd.
It was good.
It was good. You're calling it good.
Yes, I did enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars. It was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it.
That sort of reminded me of like just kind of one of those things that exist for the sake of what's the right word? Macabeer? Is that how do you say that? Basically just like interesting death, cruelty, oddity stuff that has really no place, but it's just curiosity
It
based.
felt very much like 1984. Have you read that?
I have read that long ago in high
But
school.
you know the premise of it.
Yeah.
It's that same kind of thing. So they give a reason for it. Like there is context for everything happening. And it makes I enjoyed it. It's worth watching. It's not a comedy. It's not funny. It's not any of that. It was I think it was
it takes itself serious as in a drama form?
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yes. It's a horror drama, I think is what Kaleidoscape. It's not horror, but it's very dark. Like can you tell I like dark movies? Like it was dark. It's worth watching. You should watch it. Not for kids though.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
Premise, yep.
So enjoyed that. Been watching some anime. Nobody's going to care about that. I did enjoy Castlevania. It's on Netflix.
Oh, is that an animated one or is it live action?
It's animated. No, it's animated. So I enjoyed that. There's 2 seasons or many seasons of it, actually. It's very dark. But it does well with Castlevania, I felt like. Stayed true to that universe. So, yeah.
Yeah, you have been on a tear.
I've been on I'm trying to watch one a day. We'll see if that continues. At least while I'm working I turn something on while I've been working and try and watch it or as much as I can while I'm doing some other stuff. And it's been good. You know, you get to see some things. You're more open to watching some stuff that you wouldn't necessarily normally be open to because you're like, oh, I'm trying to watch a movie a day. So you're putting some stuff on. Like there's some movies that I've watched that I wouldn't normally, and it's opened some genre. I'm finding more that I like horror, that's like Descent, and I'm finding that the underwater, and I'm enjoying more of those movies. So Tim, maybe you and I need to have more conversations because I'm enjoying that
Tim's favorite
those
genres.
thematical themes. Anything else? TCL Sony news. That was big.
How much
I
do
don't
you
know what to
care?
think about it.
How much do you care?
I don't.
That's kind of where I'm at.
I don't.
Like, there's a lot of people who are very passionate for Sony TVs, and I don't have a problem with them.
I don't understand that.
But I also think they were kind of sort of priced out of the normal person's budget. And with like the introduction of Samsung and LG having these QD OLEDs and OLEDs, then I'm not sure. To me, Sony had. Well, I mean that's why they're consolidating because they didn't really have a marketplace anymore. They had kind of priced themselves out of the market almost.
Yeah,
They were more expensive than Samsung or LG, and a lot of times those TVs to the common man, to myself probably included, are pretty comparable.
I think it's very akin to what we've talked about with amplifiers and DACs and stuff. There was probably a difference ago.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But now
They're actually using LG's panels and stuff. You know what I mean? Like they're using
I
OLED
had heard
panels
that they're actually using some of TCL's panels.
sourced from other companies, not
Yes.
necessarily first party anymore.
Yes.
So that hurts their value proposition because they can't be that much better except for their software processing.
Yes. So I don't have it doesn't bother me. I mean, should it? It's Sony going to is TCL Chinese? I don't think they're Chinese
Are they Korean?
or Taiwanese.
TCL country of origin. Chinese.
Okay, they're Chinese. TCL supposedly has been doing some good stuff. Their newer stuff that was shown at CES was they got some massive panel that's 20,000 dimming zones and it's mini LED. So I'm hopeful it's a net positive for the industry. It is concerning that you do have some consolidation, though it wasn't that long ago where TCL wasn't a mainstream player. So I don't know that it affects a whole lot. Maybe. Yeah.
I've never had a great love for Sony. Have you? I mean, that might be part of my indifference.
No. They make good stuff, but just like I was saying with DACs and amps, everything's gotten so good now. You're cutting hairs at the difference of some of this stuff. Even at the big shootouts and comparisons, things are so close. You're really having to nitpick with what's best and oh, this one's white's a little bit better and this one's doing this and this one's got this edge, and I don't think you're getting these huge blowouts any longer like you maybe historically were.
Now, if you watch Stop the FOMO's channel, which I did today to kind of see what I was missing on that TCL Sony deal, he was saying that Sony's processing has been ahead for years and years, and their hardware is falling behind. Because he was saying that TCL's hardware with dimming zones and like the actual hardware itself is ahead of Sony at this point. But Sony's software was doing more with less. And so, with less dimming zones, less capable hardware, they were actually having better skin tones, better quality, like picture overall, like just better software. So he was saying this is going to be something beneficial for TCL because they can get access to Sony's software system, and with their cheaper, more impressive hardware, really make a move in the lane. So I guess stay tuned to see what TCL does. The other weird thing to me is, and this might be outdated too, but I still have in my head that like TCL is this is probably 5 years old, outdated thought, but TCL was kind of just a lower tier brand still in my head. So maybe I need to shake that. But that's the weird part about the merger to me is that I had in my head the tiering of TCL being fairly low and Sony being like premier player. So that matchup seems a little odd to me. But I don't live in the TV world. I barely even follow that. So
Yeah.
I'm probably outdated.
I'm the same way. I don't have an opinion on it really, but it caught me by surprise. That whole news caught me by surprise. I never thought that would happen. Any other industry news that you heard of?
I guess it's a little older, but I didn't catch it when it first came out. I guess Netflix acquired a stake in Warner Brothers,
Did
like a
that go
significant
through?
stake. It was on the news today. I
Hmm.
didn't even really read the story so much as the headline. My daughter was talking about it a little bit. I don't know why she cared, except for she was just mentioning that they might change the library that's on Netflix and the future of movies and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that one. Don't know how that's going to pan out.
My daughter was calling it Warner Bros. I was like,
Warner
nobody,
Bros.
nobody calls it Warner Bros. She's like, everyone calls it Warner Bros. I'm like, I've never even heard that before. Everyone calls it Warner Brothers.
I haven't
I
heard of
guess it's
Warner
a difference
Bros.
in the generational gap here
I
that,
haven't heard that.
that I didn't hear it called Warner Bros.
My son doesn't really watch movies, so he wouldn't have an opportunity to call it Warner Bros. And you know that he knows what Warner Bros is. He did watch Chainsaw Man in the theater. It's an anime. Watched that in the theater yesterday. He actually requested it, so that was good. And then I'm taking him to soccer, and he goes, "I should watch more in the theater. That was amazing." I'm like, well, no kidding. Like, I don't know. You're watching it up on TV speakers, and then you're coming down here to this. I don't know what you thought was going to happen,
Yeah.
but I could have told you that a long time ago. That that was what it was going to be and how it was going to be.
Yeah.
Any other news? I don't think so. I'll be at IC next weekend. So hopefully I'll have some stuff to talk about after that show. Do I have anything else?
How are the M-Wave vendors lining up? I was asked in text message this week, and I said I haven't really paid much attention to it yet.
Chernov has not officially committed, but they say they're coming. So Storm has not officially committed, but they say they're coming. This is today, so I need to add some stuff. I put up rooms that I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a speaker comparison room. We're going to have a TV room. We're going to have a projector room. We're going to have a amp and like cable comparison room. I think we're just going to do that in one room. And the subs and the speakers are going to be it's the amps and the speakers are going to be one, and then subs are going to be in a different one. We'll have a sub comparison room. And then you said you wanted to do a room, so I don't know what you want to do.
Subwoofer and tactile devices is kind of what I was thinking.
Subwoofer. We got to make sure we have it. Oh is the name for. Right. Yeah, I think that's
Midwest.
Yes, I don't say it subwoofer. I don't even know how to say that.
To me, it sounds normal. My wife even teases me about it. So you stand in good company.
Oh, okay.
And Michael Youthman used to always tease me about it too.
It's fine. Huh.
Don't even know.
Make fun of you regardless.
Which we need to talk about that. We can do it after the stream, but I want to figure out. I have ideas.
Oh no, Jonathan has ideas. Okay, he's got big ideas. He says good, but we'll see. We'll see how they turn out. Trying to think of it. So all the other vendors, we're just waiting to hear back from stuff. They told me I could post and say that they're coming. They're just finalizing some things.
When you get word of this, Ryan Kramer, one of our friends, had mentioned like, hey, if you get new vendors, shout it from the rooftops. Like every time you get a new vendor, make a short on YouTube. He said, I think it's a good idea. And say like, hey, good idea. Wave, come and see them.
It is a good idea. I'm just bad at that.
Get better.
I try.
You make a stream like almost every day.
I was supposed to stream this morning and forgot. So I'm bad at this stuff. Okay. The marketing aspect, I got the technical stuff. I'll be the first one to admit Ryan and marketing.
Yeah. That was his background a little bit too.
They do not go together.
Oh, well, I thought you were talking about Kramer. Kramer's background is that a little bit.
No, that is not me. Kramer, you want to market?
There you are. Partnership.
Come on. That's not my jam. I should, but I don't.
Well, and also AVS Forum is partnering with you for M-Wave still or not? Did that cancel?
No, they are.
I haven't seen very much on AVS Forum except for your mug on all the ads based on.
I don't know.
Podcast.
Yeah, and they ain't that something.
AVS Forum.
I didn't know that was going to happen with all the AVS podcasts. Hey, we're just going to plaster Ryan everywhere.
It's
I did not give you permission for my likeness.
You got an ad with your face on it.
Yeah, I'm like the billboard at a bus stop with the girl doing makeup, and that's me for AVS.
Better make sure you look good in every one of these streams, or you're going to have an ugly mug on those
it's fine.
ads.
I'm already ugly. It just reinforces the idea. It's fine. I'll fully embrace it. We did one today with Chuck back from Trinov and Priscilla about target curves. I didn't realize, I was telling you this before the stream, I didn't realize how popular those streams are. They do 30,000 just on Apple Podcasts an episode, which is terrifying for
You
me.
just got a built-in audience because I think ABS Forum is like 1.8 million people or something.
It's still, that's a lot of people listening to us talk every couple weeks for an hour.
We got interesting guests and everything too, so it's not like it's a lame podcast. It's pretty good.
I know it's not lame, but as a person, it's just like, man, people are listening to what I'm saying, and it's just makes you feel weird. Anyway,
1.5 million people on ABS Forum.
You're not making me feel better, Jonathan.
And every one of them, 1.5 million people are staring at your mug every third post they read.
Ryan Kramer's like, I liked Ryan, the talking circle from the last AVS podcast. Yes, I was skiing and my bandwidth was atrocious. So we turned off my camera because it wasn't working. I was laying on a bed and the rest of my family was playing Mario Kart in the other room. It's fine. I mean, I knew what I was getting into. I mean, the Twitch streaming prepared me for this, but it's fine, I guess. You just start a journey and you're like, I never thought my face would be all over one of the largest platforms, but that's where we've come. Mm-hmm. Okay, so questions, unless you have another topic.
No, I haven't seen that much. I've been kind of poking around ABS Forum. There hadn't been a whole lot of news, I don't think.
I've been starring some questions. If you guys have questions, drop them into chat. First in, first out. There's been a couple of them. Not a whole lot of them, but usually when I say we're taking questions now, people start asking things. So maybe some people will have questions. We'll find out. All right, Jonathan, you can look for more while I read questions. Sega Master System. Did you like the Sega?
Are you going to put that up? It's not up there.
I haven't put it up yet. Now it's up. Did you like the Sega? Did you play the Sega?
This isn't the right comment. Try again.
No, this is the first one I have starred. Fine.
What is this? Has anything to do with Sega?
It's his name, Sega Master System. You idiot.
It's my first day.
Where's Ryan getting Sega? This is Nintendo, obviously. I'm 40-some years old. Everything's a Nintendo. Go play the Nintendo. I'm going to go play Nintendo.
That's really funny.
That's probably why I confused him, because I didn't call it a Nintendo. That's what he calls his.
I know I didn't get into Sega except for when I was a young boy. My friend had a Sega Genesis, like the original Sega Genesis platform, the mainstream one, the big one, and they had Mortal Kombat on there. And I can't tell you how many hours we spent after school playing Mortal Kombat.
Yes, many.
Just versus, like just having a blast.
Many.
But I never owned one, actually. Played Sonic Hedgehog like everybody did. Mm-hmm. That's fun. There's a few games on there that were fun.
A lot of games. My childhood one that I played the most was Buzzbee. It's like Sonic, but you're a rabbit.
A rabbit?
Yeah. I don't know. I was young. It was that age where, and especially with the internet, you didn't really know what was coming out. Things just kind of appeared. So I wasn't into the magazine stuff. So I think that was one of the random ones my mom bought for a holiday. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. I sucked at it, but I enjoyed it.
Do you remember the days, and maybe this wasn't something that was in your life, but it was in mine, when you would get magazines and they would have demo CDs in there?
Oh, yeah.
And that was really the only way that you could play these games as a young kid, because they were so expensive otherwise. You couldn't buy as many. But you could play these demo discs. You'd wear out, some of the demo discs because of some good demos.
One of my favorite, the PlayStation demo discs. You remember those?
The which?
PlayStation.
More Xbox 360 was more an Xbox.
Oh, you're later.
Like the Xbox.
I'm talking OG PlayStation. I remember the original Armored Core on demo disc. You got one level, and that was it. Maybe half a level. It wasn't even a full level, but it was fun. That's how you found out about things. I enjoyed those. Sometimes that's all you played were the demo discs.
I had it for PC a lot of times too, back before the internet was mainstream and it was so easy to get otherwise. But you got your monthly game. list you could try, and then you knew what to buy because you got to try half dozen games.
Ryan's correcting me. Busby was not a rabbit. He was a bobcat. Excuse me. I did not know. I was not in the know. Now I'm in the know. He was a bobcat.
I'm gonna look him up now to see what he looks like, to see how the confusion could happen. Bubsy, Sega.
But remember, I was looking at it at a small CRT TV.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would know what that is either. I mean, I'm going to give you a little credit.
Yeah.
Here, let me pull this up so we can share with our audience what we're talking about. Everyone probably knows about it but me, but I don't know about it.
I didn't know anybody knew about this.
Okay, here we go. This is what Bubsy looks like. I mean, he's kind of got a cat face, I guess.
I mean, I could see now. I could see
right
that
there.
being a bobcat.
You don't know?
I don't know why I remembered him as a rabbit. But see how that's very much Sonic or like Donkey Kong kind of thing.
That looks like a cut rate Sonic.
Hey.
All right, enough of that.
Leave my bobcat alone. Anyway, we've had Sega up there and we haven't answered his question. It just sent us down another topic.
He probably gave up and logged off.
Nintendo Master System says already have 2 shoe TN1s. Room is 20 by 14. The shoe are nice for even response with 1 row of 3, but don't slap me in the chest. Don't slap me in the chest. 1 JTR RS2 or 2 RS1s.
This we run into on ABS forum pretty often with this kind of comment. It's not really going to slap you in the chest if it has a nice flat frequency response and you have it at normal volumes. A lot of people that want that slap in the chest feel, they're looking for a nice kick drum elevation. So like try elevating your 60 to 100 hertz response with EQ. If you can't do it with the HSU, maybe buy a mini DSP and you can dial in that chest kick if that's what you want. If you get a nice flat response driver like the RS1 or RS2, you're probably going to have the same experience, except for it'll be a few more dB capable. Like the HSU TN1 is going to have a nice flat response. The JTRS1, RS1, RS2 is going to have a nice flat response. Both those things are made for a neutral response. And if you're wanting to have more like feel, then you dial that in with EQ. And I think personally, the HSU TN1 are going to be fully capable of doing what you want to do. And if they're not, you can add a couple more and get what you want. JTR are fantastic. They're going to be a better sub than the HSU TN1, but it's not going to be like, oh, I got these JTR, and now all of a sudden my frequency response is totally different, and I'm going to get what I love. That's not it. You might even have a knoll in your chest area, like your seating arrangement or your subwoofer placement against the wall. You might have like a 60 or 70 hertz knoll, which you're losing 5, 6, 8 dB at that range and feeling nothing. And that doesn't change if you change subwoofers because it's based on your seating position relative to sub placement, relative to the boundary gain or boundaries of the room. So all those things apply. You probably ought to get REW or OmniMic or something and start measuring what you got going on in your room before you start replacing equipment, because otherwise you're just chasing something that you might not be able to fix that way.
Fair enough. All right, I'm going to let you put questions up because you're terrible at starring things. I'm going to take that role from you. You haven't starred crap, and I've been starring a bunch of stuff. So I'm taking that from you, and you're going to put questions.
I actually pay attention to what you're saying and like talk with you.
Whatever.
Reading comments.
No. The role has been rescinded. Go do this other stuff. Go sit in your corner, Jonathan.
Audio 73.
I got to answer this one for Sega that you told me. I was confused because you're like, this doesn't say Sega. So I got off of his first question.
That really did.
I passed it. Jonathan was so confused. You could see him.
It's like hard, Ryan, when you don't read. It's hard when you don't read.
Like that meme with the woman and looking around and there's all like the number signs and mathematical symbols. And he's, what's happening? What's going on? What's a Sega? And that's Jonathan sitting there in his quarter zip.
Yes.
Okay. Ryan, are you a JTR dealer and do you stock the RS2 or know what lead time is? I am a JTR dealer and lead time, I want to say, is 1 to 2 months. It was last time when I was doing some sub 18 stuff, but they actually shipped rather quickly. So Sega, if you want to check lead time, shoot me a message. I'm going to put up, scan that. Why is that over there? Can it go to the other side? Does that one go to the other side? Why do they go over there? They need to go to the other side.
That's okay.
But you can scan that. It'll take you to the contact section, and then you can send me an email. I can check lead times for you. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'll just send Tony a message. Unless Tony's in the chat. Sometimes he's watching the stream.
I haven't seen someone who knows in the chat.
All
You
right.
want me to move on?
Yeah, move on.
Audio Ed 73. See, I can read. Well, Martin Logan be
Congratulations.
Martin Logan be this year's M-Wave. Nevertheless, my 79-year-old dad and I will see ya there.
Will Martin Logan be there? Yes, they will be at M-Wave. And they usually come in a pretty big way. Tony says to go back on the RS2 6 to 8 weeks. So you got your answer. We work quick around here. Got to have the connections.
Jonathan, what remote do you use? I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but I actually kind of not though too. I actually just use all the default remotes.
He has all the remotes.
So I bought a Monster Power Harmony knockoff remote back in the day when everyone was buying Harmonies, and it was like $300 or something.
I did not know this.
Yeah, and I didn't like it, and I didn't like it for the same reasons I wouldn't like a Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
You could only program so many things in there, and I tinker constantly, so I want the actual remote so I can get to all the buttons and stuff that are there and not have things hidden or not have to dial things in. And the menu, the little LCD display was kind of slow on the Monster, just like it was on the Harmony.
They were so slow.
Now, I have been kind of interested in what's coming out more lately, like things are a little faster, like a Sofa Baton or something. Maybe that would work for me. I've kind of followed those a little bit, but frankly, I just use all the built-in remotes, and I have a pile of them over by my seats at any given time. Phone too. Ryan, you're not that same boat. You use the IP control that Nick developed, right?
I do. My theater's a little more complicated. And if I didn't use that, I would be in a world of trouble. But that's what I use. And then if I didn't, if I need more granular control, all my stuff is, all the equipment's web-based, so I just go to their web pages if I need something.
I use HDMI CEC until just recently when I hung up 2 projectors. And so with HDMI CEC, for the most part, if I'm not tinkering, the Apple remote did everything. And it's such a simple remote that my kids could use it. It turned everything on and off, volume, all the input stuff. Like, it was great. But now that I'm not using HDMI CEC, I have my stack of remotes back again, like pretty much all the time by me. Not ideal. It's okay. All right, next one. Mr. Music. Hi guys, I have a Sony Theater Quad soundbar. I wonder if you have to acoustically treat the room when using the soundbar.
I mean, it would still help. I don't know that it's worth it if you're just using a soundbar.
Yeah, I mean, any room, even a room that's just used for talking without any kind of electronics, can be beneficial to have acoustic treatment. Like, I'll give you an example. In our church equipping hour room, there's 20 or 30 people sitting in there, and there was no acoustic treatment. And some of the older people were saying, like, hey, I have trouble understanding when you talk because there's too much echo in here. So the youth pastor bought a bunch of acoustic foam treatment, put some up on the wall, and that improved things a lot. So yes, it can help even if you don't have a premium system or even a system at all, because it can help to make the dialogue more intelligible, even from humans.
Something to consider though about soundbars is a lot of those soundbars that have many, many drivers in them are dependent on room reflections in order for them to work. Mm-hmm. So taking away those reflections may actually detract from your overall experience.
It's very true.
In these, given their use case, it could benefit you. But thinking about my soundbar, I have a Sonos Arc in my living room. I was replying to a thread on AVS, and it was somebody that was talking about how they have intelligible dialogue. Like, they can't understand what the person's saying at X volume. And they were saying that they were blaming streaming. And while he was reading that, I was sitting in my living room and thinking, I'm watching streaming right now, and I do not have this problem.
Right.
So I don't think it's streaming. It's either the speakers, something in the equipment chain, and or the room. Probably the room. but it could be the speakers if you listen loud enough. So sound bars are designed in a lot of cases to work in the rooms that they're put in. I don't know that I would worry about it, Mr. Music. Would you agree?
Yeah, I mean, if you're like in a tile bathroom or something type room where it's just tile floor, drywall walls, drywall ceiling, it, it might be worth the trade off to have some absorption in there. But for the
Tile
most part,
bathroom, huh?
I just mean the equivalent. Like, you know how sound
What
changes
do you
for
think our
sure.
audience is? Just everybody's sitting in the bathroom, in the
If
bathtub.
I showed you
watching
my
us.
first home theater room in my last
I've
house,
seen it.
yeah, I mean, it was all hard
That
service.
wasn't a bathroom.
It kind of was. I mean, not in the sense of
Well,
using a
there's
bathroom, but the
Jonathan's
same
reference,
sound
Dean.
characteristics.
It's the golden throne in the middle of the room.
The same sound characteristics as a tile bathroom.
Drew
Truly.
Redondo says his bathroom is acoustically treated.
Oh, there you go.
Quad is a 4-speaker. Theater quad.
I tend to think that rooms can have benefit from having a little bit of absorption,
Sure.
and I'd like to put some absorption in my kitchen for the same reason, because it's pretty. There's a lot of echo and reverb in there when people are just talking, especially big groups of people.
Mm-hmm.
Front wides, yes or no from Superfly?
No, they're the worst.
I like them a lot.
I'm kidding. They're
I
awesome.
know you're kidding.
They're awesome. I don't think I'll ever have another theater with not having wides.
Especially if you listen to like Dolby Atmos music, like spatial audio music on Apple TV and stuff, there's a lot of content that's directed to the front wides, which would collapse to your front, so you wouldn't necessarily know there was anything missing. But if you have the front wides, they'll play them discreetly. An instrument might play out of the front wides, or maybe even the whole. There's songs where the entire, like, most primary part of the song is coming from front wides, and then there's vocals coming from the fronts, that kind of thing. So they use them very exclusively.
Okay, we're going back to the bathroom here. Tactile tub transducer. The TTT. The triple T. T cubed.
Ooh.
Now Tony and Nick had the 4D air thing.
Yes.
Imagine if you had a near field tub and you had like transduce, you'd have a full body wrap around experience. And then if you sat in the water could be tactile, and it could be like a 3-dimensional experience. We should start selling the tactile tub.
I don't know where to go with that.
I don't know either. I just loved the comments.
Bing says, what's your take on ribbon tweeters? Reach and reference. I built speakers with ribbons and they scream. Probably not, actually. I don't know any ribbon tweeters that can hit reference, but maybe there are some.
Alcons. And Wisdom.
Are you sure?
Yeah. They usually use arrays, but yeah. They use ribbons. Absolutely.
In my personal experience, I haven't found them. They're usually meant to be on quieter, plain audiophile speakers.
They're really big ribbons.
I'm sure that's possible.
They're really big.
Generally speaking, not. Bing, when you get a chance, put your tweeters in the chat that you used, assuming you did do it yourself based on what you're saying, and let's look them up. I'd like to learn a little bit more about what you're using.
Hold on.
Ryan says, I haven't been able to figure out how to set up zone 2 on the Storm for butt kickers and near field, and I don't see how to use eARC for the TV audio to go to zone 2.
Hold on. All right, man. Look at this thing.
Look at what thing?
I'm going to show you.
You go into the Wisdom audio thing?
Yeah. Where this?
Well, I'm sure there's possible. I mean, you can buy a 100-inch subwoofer if you want.
Look at that thing.
Typical.
Look at how big those ribbons are.
That's a lot of ribbons now.
They're huge.
That's not what I was thinking. I'm thinking
well,
like one
you're
ribbon
thinking the whittly dinky poo things. No.
Yes, I am.
No. Yeah, surface area. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
With those little ribbons, absolutely not. You got to be big, and that'll allow you to do it. Okay, I'm off my. You asked if there were, and I said yes.
Sure. I mean, there's a difference between the very small.
You didn't specify.
Far outlier
Didn't
the
specify.
exotic outlier that costs hundreds of $1,000s versus the traditional.
All he said was, "Are there
Typical.
ribbons that can hit reference?" I don't think so. I'm like, "Yeah, there are." And
Okay, you got this one. This is on you.
I haven't been able to figure out how
question.
to set up Zone 2 on the Storm for butt kickers near field. I don't see how to use eARC for the TV audio to go to Zone 2. Oh, no, you don't do that. You duplicate the audio over. It's all done internally in the Storm. You're not taking things out of Zone 2. You're taking the input from the source and playing it out of Zone 1 and Zone 2. That's how you're doing it.
That's not how he's doing it. That's what he needs to do.
Okay, that's how you should do it. That is not how you're doing it. You are the ribbon tweeter that does not exist, unfortunately. You need to be the baby ribbon tweeter that Jonathan knows exists. Okay, I'll get off of that. You do everything internally. You're not going to be able to pull it off of eARC. You should be able to send the same signal to both Zone 1 and Zone 2, and then you can specify the channels that need to be the stereo zone for Zone 2, and then you can route those out. And then you're good.
And then he doesn't know how to use eARC for the TV audio to go to Zone 2.
Yeah, you don't do that. No, it's the same question. He's trying to get the output from the TV instead of doing it all internally, is how I'm taking it. It's one question. He's just specifying.
Okay.
So, I think.
If we didn't get your question, Ryan, speak up. Paul says, what do you think will be the best source of streaming service for the Super Bowl? Heck, I don't even know who's playing the Super Bowl or who's showing the Super Bowl this year.
We're AFC and NFC championship games this weekend.
Who won it? Super Bowl 2026 network.
Oh, I don't know what network has it. Please say it's not CBS.
NBC.
Thank God.
It will stream on Peacock, NFL Plus, and Fubo. Three main services are announced right now.
Okay.
I don't know which would be the best, man.
There's been some great games. I've enjoyed watching it so far.
I'm going to ask this question of Grok. Grok's pretty good about stuff like this, actually. It might even know the bit rates that those companies typically use. I'm going to ask it like this. Which streaming service
didn't know this was an AI.
Wait a minute. NBC,
CBS,
sorry, NBC, no, Fubo, and NFL Plus. Sorry, this is taking a long time to type.
It was Peacock.
It won't let me do Fubo, and NFL Plus will have the highest
bit rate
for the Super Bowl stream. Question mark. Enter. Looking through 35 results. It says it's produced, it's captured in 1080p with HDR and then upscaled for 4K. Fubo stands out for the highest bitrate and best streaming quality for this event. It consistently delivers select NFL games, including Super Bowls, in upscaled 4K HDR with support for Dolby Vision compatible devices. It has offered 4K for prior Super Bowls with strong results. While exact per-event bit rates aren't publicly detailed, Fubo's approach, including for NFL content, typically allows higher effective bit rates than more compressed streams, especially compared to the app-specific ones. So there you go. And it specifically says NFL Plus is more limited. It supports up to 1080p, 60 FPS for streams, but lacks 4K upscaling for major games like the Super Bowl. So Peacock's in the middle, Fubo's on the top, NFL Plus on the bottom. How do you like that? We did it.
It's probably all wrong.
Travis says, would a screen be a big improvement over a white painted wall for a cheaper projector? Asking for a friend. No. Not typically. Might be a little brighter. You might have a little bit of actual extra gain. If it's like a 1.0 reference, it might have less brightness. You're going to potentially introduce like it depends. It so much depends on what screen you get. But if you have a true like white, like a Kills white, or even they make Bear makes a paint that's like called silver screen, like an actual paint that's made for it, and you have a nice flat wall, it's not going to be that much different, frankly, but than a vinyl screen.
Mm-mm.
And it might be better than a spandex screen as far as gain, which a lot of people like using the spandex screen because they're cheap.
Mm-hmm. If you're using a cheap projector, no. If you did get a screen, silver ticket.
I've seen a lot of people. I won't say a lot. That's wrong. But I've seen multiple people use painted walls, and
Yeah.
they look fine.
Yeah.
Like if you have good drywall surface and it's smooth, you can put a velvet trim up there with wood. Wrap the velvet around the wood. It looks like a screen, and it costs nothing. Basically, well, besides your drywall being perfect.
Yeah.
Redid a Dirac Cal recently and noticed my left channel was distorting on certain songs. Turned off Dirac and it went away. Honestly, it sounded better without Dirac. Y'all experience anything like this?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Remember when your speaker was rattling?
Yeah. When we did Dirac in my room, Ryan said one of my speakers was blown. We turned off Dirac and it's no longer blown.
Yep.
It can do bad things. Try to run your recalibration again and just see if it can clean it up. Some things sometimes go wrong.
Measure it. It may not have gone wrong. It could have boosted a speaker too into a position where it's playing on a resonance or overdriving.
And it doesn't even have to be that, because that time you said that the speaker was bad, you thought something was blown, it was in that seat. And when you moved to another seat or another seat, it didn't sound that way. Like, because it was catering the frequencies with those specific PEQs for the main listening position or for the area it was doing. And when you were off axis, that was not, we've talked about this a million times in just general themes. That far right seat, for instance, the calibration that it was doing for the center seat may not be applicable, and it might even be detrimental, probably is detrimental for that far seat.
Mm-hmm.
And so it might be boosting where a mode was already existing, and now you're way hot at a certain EQ type thing. And so if you go up and listen to your speaker directly, you may or may not even hear the distorting. And if you change seats, you may or may not hear the distorting. But I'd say run it again and give it another shot. Home Theater Denmark. Quick question, guys. What's the minimum distance from LCR speakers to an AT screen? How far should the screen be from the speakers? I have my LCR on a baffle wall. That depends on the material.
And it depends on the speaker.
If it's a weave, you can be very close. If it's a perforated, typically you have to be back 12 inches, 15 inches, 18 inches, depending on the material.
It depends on the driver and all that good stuff.
The dispersion, the off-angle use of the driver, all that kind of stuff plays into it.
If it's a weave, shouldn't have to worry much at all.
No.
If it's perf, it will impact it. EQ should be able to fix it. Theoretically. It's not ideal. It's a compromise, depending on the amount of space you have. You say you've got a finite space because you're in a baffle. So it just may be something you have to contend with. I would not put a lot of worry into it, though. It is a problem that you should try and fix, but it's not the end of the world.
A lot of the manufacturers of these screen will give you advice on how far you need to be, and it can be different per screen. So make sure you're looking up that information for the screens you're considering.
Yep.
I just bought a B&K AV5000 5-channel amplifier to go with my Onkyo RZ50 for $150 from a local guy. It's in great condition. Jay got a deal.
What is that amp?
B&K AV5000. How much does that cost? $150 more. It costs more than that. New BB 5000. Why am I not coming up with this? My Google search has failed me. AV 5000, not BV 5000. Amp. Okay, I mean that seems like kind of like there's one on eBay right now going for 200, another one for 110, at least listed for. Here's a B&K Components AV for 500 listed on Reverb for 500. So it's not like something outstandingly good deal, but I'm sure it's fine.
For $150, it's probably a decent amp.
I think he probably got
all right. Super chat. Marco, can you guys say hi to my son Trip? He's watching in the Home theater QL7000 with the lights on.
It's macro, not micro.
Whatever.
Marco.
I'm always going to get his name wrong. It's not going to matter. Just like I didn't know what your last
This
name
is
was.
just a push from macro to say that you can watch the QL7000 with the lights on.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Hi macro proxy son.
Hi, Trip.
Congratulations on your fantastic projector. That is a nice one. We're all a little
That
envious.
you can watch with the lights on.
Mm.
I want to know how his son got his name Trip.
Yeah.
Cool name. I want to know how you got your alias of macro proxy. We should have a
Well, we know what a proxy is from our networking world.
Yes.
And we know what a macro is from a programming
big
world.
proxy. He's a big fake. He's a
Well, it could be an automated thing. Macro could be like an automation thing.
But it means big. It means a lot of things put together.
It can mean that. Macroeconomics.
Just big. Big. Oh yeah, it does mean that.
It can. Well, he'll tell us.
That's somehow my wife would say that she's wrong. It can mean that.
A macro can definitely mean something automated. Programmatic entry. Do you like pizza Tassico? Went there during the crawl. Still thinking about that. I'm kind of fat. I'd never heard of that. Is that near you?
I have no idea. I've never heard of it.
I'm going to Google it.
Is this going to be a new pizza addiction that we have?
Tassico. Oh, there's multiple locations.
Oh, what is this?
There's 4 or 5 of them. There's 5 of them.
What?
Apparently. I never even heard of that. I live around here.
What is this?
6 of them? 6 of them. What kind of pizza is Pizza Taco? It's a New York style foundation 18-inch pie. Fermented dough. High quality ingredients. Giant slices. Sounds great to me.
119th in Overland Park. All right, I'll have to try this.
Yeah, I'll have to give it a try. Thanks for the recommendation.
Somebody from out of town is recommending restaurants that people live here. So Metcalf and 119th. Okay, well, I'll give that a shot.
We just got word on macro proxy's name meaning.
StarCraft. Okay. I see. That makes sense. I now understand what you mean. Does that mean I'm a nerd?
Majek says, can Morel TSCT 1104 tweeters hit reference 2 meters away? Your help is appreciated on this. I don't know. Let's look it up. We'll tell you in a second. Morel, I got to find it here. I never heard of that tweeter. MOREL TSCT 1104. Oh, okay. You want me to share my screen on this?
Mm-hmm.
Share screen. Share. Okay. 2.1-inch aluminum voice coil, neo magnet, 110-inch recess, titanium voice coil. Specifications, general data. 200-watt power handling is pretty serious.
Yeah.
95-watt dB-SPL is nice if it's a true sensitivity rating.
It'll hit reference.
Absolutely, if these specs are true. This is looking good. Four ohm impedance. Yeah, that should hit reference. You're looking at 900, 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300, 200. For a tweeter, you're usually going to be crossing them over 1,000 or higher, sometimes 1,800. So in this range, so you're really more like a 92, 93 dB sensitivity. That's fine.
Or even higher than that sometimes. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a 3,000 hertz crossover.
Yeah. I mean, that'll do reference if the specs are all true. Certainly with that power handling. A lot of times tweeters, in an audiophile speaker, a lot of times a tweeter like a soft dome won't even handle more than 25 or 50 watts. And then they have a lower sensitivity this to start with, so they just won't do it. But this is, the general rule of thumb is with traditional amps, if you're above about a 92 dB range, you should be able to hit reference pretty easily, like reliably. And you're in that ballpark, so you should be good.
It doesn't suck. At least from that spec.
Crossover 2100s. Yeah, sounds good. Dual sub consideration: new SVS 3000R or an HSU VTF TN1.
What's a 3000R?
Refurbished, maybe?
He said new.
SVS 3000R. Revolution.
Wow.
Are we really making revolutions on subwoofers at this day and age?
No.
I don't think so either. So it's a sealed sub or a ported sub, very small box, like tiny little box. Supposed to be on the sealed one, output to 17 hertz, which SVS does some good DSP tuning. If you got a bunch of them, it might very well do that. And then the 3000R is port tuned, and it's a bigger setup, and it goes to 16 hertz on the port.
Okay. What's the price?
1300 for the sealed box and 1800 for the ported box. And then the TN1, I think that's quite a bit cheaper, isn't it? TN1,
It's like $700, isn't it?
1250.
Oh.
I'm looking at the specs on this one. Of course, this is just vendor to vendor speaking, but the TN1 is 15 hertz ported if you use one port, and 20 hertz ported if you use two ports. And the power out on it is 720 watts. It's a lot bigger cabinet, which is probably beneficial in reality if you don't mind the larger cabinet. It actually will typically help. And so it's probably more equivalent to the ported box. So you're saving $500 right out of the gate. Based on the box, what kind of amp are they putting in this PV3000? Let's look. 1200 watts, 4000 watt peak. The SVS has got a lot better amp probably, but it's really at the end of the day only going to amount to about 3 dB difference between the two. So it's not that much there. I don't know. These are close enough that you're going to probably want to look at like Audioholics review or something to kind of compare and get some data on it. They're going to be same ballpark as far as performance. They just are. So they're both similar sized drivers, right? There's a 15 and the SVS is a 15 as well. I think I'm looking specs. 13-inch for the SVS.
I do the shoe.
I think the shoe actually probably will outperform it.
Unless the SVS has a lot of excursion.
It doesn't look like it necessarily does by the picture. It's not one of their premium.
I mean, it's got more power, which you would think would indicate that.
Yeah, but the HSU is 600 watt RMS, 2000 watt peak, and the SVS is 1200 watt, 4000 watt peak. But truly, that 13-inch driver isn't taking 4000 watts. It's gonna smoke it if it was really delivering that.
I mean, not for that price point, no.
No, 4000 watts is a lot of power for a subwoofer driver for continuous type stuff. Now it said peak, it didn't say continuous, but 4000 watts is marketing speak. Really look at the 1200 watt thing probably. I'd still say they're probably going to be fairly close. The advantage on the SVS is going to be that they have a really nice app integration usually that like on your phone, you can dial it in and change phase and change DSP modes and stuff on your phone.
That is nice.
And then the advantage on the HSU is I think that one has the turbo mode option, right? Where you can get it like quite a bit more output if you do that. Or is that a different model? Let's look here. True subwoofers. I probably should have pulled this up so we could look at it together, but it's the Chimera that has the port options, not the TN1. Yeah, I still think that these are probably going to be close enough that you should look at.
You know what I would do though? For the same price, you can get 3 shoes as you can for 2 SVS.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that.
Both those companies are great. You're going to like either one of those probably.
I would agree, but I think price for performance, shoe's going to win. Just how it is.
Yep. And that's That's kind of been that way for quite a few years. Shu makes a good product, and SVS makes a good product. I don't fault either one. Next question. Andrew, 1977 AU. Question. Any advice on settings to use on an Epson TW9200 with a 120-inch screen? Oh, these English numbers, TW9200. That's not something they use in the States. Let's see what that is. Epson equivalent US model. Is that the 5050, 5040, 5030? So I never had a 5030. I had a 5040. I liked natural picture mode on my 5030. What are you looking to do with it? I liked changing my gamma to -1, I think it was on the 540 and the newer Epsons, and that would be equivalent of 2.3. I liked actually changing my color down a couple ticks usually because I think Epson might oversaturate a little bit, and I kind of like that, but maybe it's too much. So maybe change your color down to like 47, 48, 49 instead of 50. Image enhancement settings, I couldn't tell you because I never had that model, but on the 5040, I like 2 or 3, kind of middle of the road. I don't think there's a whole lot you can do with that as far as like making it worlds better than natural or cinema. It's going to look out of the box, but I typically preferred natural in that era of Epson. You got any input on that one?
No, you're the Epson guy.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of bypassed that model. I went from an 8350 to a 5040. I didn't have a 5030, but I saw one or two through the years.
They're going to be similar.
Yeah. Next question. Johnny6324. Question for Jonathan. What subs are you using for Dayton Audio Ultimax 18 subs for front and near field? So I'm using the original ones for my front row and my rear row. Those are the UM1822. And then when I bought the near field ones, they had started making the version 2 of the UM1822. So I bought the version 2. The version 2 are probably a little bit better than the version 1, but it's so close that I don't even know if you ever really notice a difference unless you were like bench testing them and looking objectively at the results versus trying to listen to the difference. So I'm happy with them. I like them. They've lasted really long, like not nary a problem. And I bought them in 2014, I think. So
And he pushes them.
11 years. I push them for all they're worth. I mean, I have my amp clipping out all the time as far as like demo content. And so they run. They do well. Drew says, how long before the trend of Haynes subwoofers from the ceiling begins? It's already here, man. In all the commercial cinemas, lots of them, when you look up in the back, especially, there's those big boxes on the ceiling. That's where they're hanging them.
They're trying to figure out ways to do it residentially and to anchor subs with Atmos channels, top channels. There's lots of conversations going on around it. It's a thing.
So that reminds me of the whole thing with directional bass that Moranson Denon tried to do, and that's kind of floppy. So I think the same.
It's a little different because a lot of people's top channels don't have the low end extension that their mains do. So they're trying to augment that, not put LFE in the ceiling, but just give the tops a little bit more instead of pushing it down into the more localized higher bass frequencies. That's what they're really targeting. Not
so kind of more of a mid bass woofer up there instead of a
mid bass module or something. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I could see that more.
Yeah.
We always not sure how to say this person's name. Margaret. Hey guys, at what distance do you see weave from front row? You talked about this before, just confirming notes. Looking to get a 160-inch AT screen. Depends on material, man. I can see my weave from 11 feet away if something's really bright, and that's Seymour XD, and it's not a very fine weave.
And I'm 9 feet at 300 nits, and I can't see my weave.
Yeah, I can't see it on your room either. But that's like a 4K weave that you have, right? Versus Seymour XD, which is an older style and not as fine. You're
going to want a fine weave if you're sitting close. If you're sitting further away, you can do perf or a wider weave like an XD. It's all dictated by seating distance.
And even acuity of vision for sure.
Yeah.
I don't see the weave all the time. It has to be real bright. Like the QL3000 on a real bright scene, I can see the weave. My friend Tim has better eyesight than me. He's got like way better than 20/20, and he can see the weave all the time, and it annoys him. So
that's what he tells you It's just
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
get
I
it.
basically just have 20/20 vision, so I cannot see it except for real bright stuff. Next one. Johnny says, Jonathan, sorry, what amps are you using? Oh, yeah, no problem. So the same amp on all of them. I have one channel of an NX 6000D being fed to every one of the drivers. And since I have 11 subs instead of 12 or 10, I used an NX 3000D, which is just half of an NX 6000D. It's like one side of it that's powering the leftover. So that's what I do. And then I have the same EQ go into all 11 of them. And that's just a shelf filter. You can look at my channel. There's a tactile based setup movie on there that Sheldon and I did a couple years ago or a year ago. I haven't changed anything. It describes that and shows my DSP settings. And all I'm doing is combating the natural roll off of the sealed subs. So it's like a 9 dB LS12 shelf that starts at 20 hertz and it just boosts the low end because near field rolls off. Yeah, so Tim's talking about shopping for new material right now because he has XD and he set his room back, what, Tim, like 13 feet, I think it was, to try to see if you could get away from seeing it, and you can't. You still see it, so you're trying to swap out your material. The next question above, Bing says, do you guys leave your amps on? And I say no. Do you, Ryan?
No, absolutely not.
For one, it's a sizable amount of power.
Yeah.
I mean, both of us.
My sub amps idle at 160 watts. It's disturbing. I got 7 of them, so I'm just sitting there idling a kilowatt.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mine's real close to that, actually, between my whole rack, not per amp. The Crown 8200s are 200 watts idle.
Holy crap.
But the iNukes are more like, I think 60 or 70 for the NX 6000s. But I have a slew of them. So my idle power, just like yours, is closing in on 1,000 watts. It's like 800 or 900 watts just to sit there without the projector on.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's a space heater just running.
And the fans spool up as they're sitting there idling. No way. They turn off as soon as the system gets turned off.
Travis says, how much hotter do you run your sub-bass frequencies? I'm using Dirac Art at 10 dB gain, and I don't think it's enough. We've talked about this before, not in the context of Dirac, but just personal preferences. Mine's 9 to 12, sometimes as hot as 15, but 9 to 12 typically.
So I wonder if he means he's raised his house curve that high, or if that's what he measures. I think I'm like, for movies, somewhere between 8 and 10 normally, roundabouts.
Higher for music or lighter for music?
Higher for music.
Higher for music for me too.
Yeah. I think people have a tendency to boost. I'm not saying that this is what Travis is doing. It's just a caution that people have a tendency to boost their low end chasing tactile aggressively. And what is actually happening is they're trying to overcome a room mode, but not knowing it. Like something else is going on, probably in the time domain, that they don't know about, and they're boosting to try and get that tactile feel back. Because the more I've dialed mine in, the less I'm having to run it. I don't.
Adding tactile helped me to run it less because I want that feel, but I don't need all that extra SPL either.
Nope.
That's it on the questions that you've starred. Were you still keeping up, or
there is
you look behind?
There's another one that just came in.
I have a single 15. I'm considering getting another one, or a dual front facing 15-inch sub. Should I just get another single, or could I benefit from adding the dual? So he's talking about probably two 15s in the same cabinet as his dual front facing.
A single 15. I'm considering getting another one, or a dual.
The main benefit from adding a dual 15, like in a single cabinet, is just the extra SPL. There's not going to be any like inherent benefit necessarily for smoothing through the room or anything like that. A little bit, but not as much as like a truly non-co-located addition.
You're going to mainly benefit from having subs in different locations. Co-location, you're really gaining
just louder
output.
Yeah. There's
Which, if
no
that's what you need, fine.
there's no detriment to it. It's just that it doesn't necessarily do the smoothing that.
Unless that sub's in a bad location, then it could make it worse.
Should I just get another single, or could it benefit from out of the dual? Yeah, I mean that's the breakdown. Do you need more volume than a single does? You'll typically get about 6 dB more from having a dual.
Yeah, but you might as well just get another single, and if you want them in dual, just stack them.
You can do that too, but it's usually it's more cost effective sometimes to do the dual.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Shipping and cabinet costs and amp costs and
Good
all
point. Good point.
Wazbones says, I have an Onkyo RZ50 and run 544. Looking at getting an amp. What are your thoughts on running just the Atmos and the RZ50 and the bed layer with a separate amp? Just running the Atmos with the RZ50.
It's fine.
Yes, it should be fine.
I don't know what pre-outs the RZ50 has.
I don't think I've heard that the Onkyo has a problem with nanny mode or anything like that. Onkyo typically has a good amp stage, so I don't think it would be a problem.
I thought it did have nanny mode. That's why
Pioneer has the nanny mode.
Oh,
I think Onkyo usually does pretty good, reliable power as to their ratings. Truly, I mean, how big is your room, Wazbones? What kind of speakers are you driving? What sensitivity it is? Like, you may not even need, like I just mentioned, Onkyo usually has good amp stages, good amplifier integration. You may not even benefit from having a separate amp as the bed layer. Give us a little more information about what you're running. How much of reference is earwax? Speaking of that, I have a funny story. My friend Ben messaged me the other day and was telling me that he has real expensive headphone stuff. So he's truly into like audiophile earphones and stuff. That he thought one of his nice expensive sets of earphones and his like tube amp, like these are like thousands of dollars worth of stuff. Something was wrong, and he was replacing the cable, and he was replacing like trying to switch around, listen to different contexts, replacing the sound card, all this kind of stuff. And he could never figure it out. The problem was always with the one ear. And he finally figured out he had a little bit of earwax that had built up and was blocking the sound on that side, and has to get that cleaned out. We're getting older. That's what's
when in doubt, look at yourself. Look into oneself.
Yeah. We're getting older.
I think people have an aversion to reference because their systems can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest part. I mean, the reinforcer for that is I have had multiple clients that have come over with their spouses, and the complaint from the spouse has always been his system's too loud.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too loud. It's distortion. I mean, you and I know this, that you get a truly reference system, it is easy to listen to. It's not hard. Easy. It's the distortion that makes it uncomfortable.
And I also will input, I think there can also, I 100% agree with that. I also think that it can be, if you're in the other room working or distracted or doing something completely different, it can be off-putting, right? Like I would even have that same complaint. Like if my kids are upstairs watching at -10, which isn't going to be overpowering the speakers, and I'm trying to do something else, like you can just get that annoyance factor going even though it's not too loud. So depending on the situation, if they're not engaged and it's just loud, they could be annoyed by the volume. I kind of wonder how sometimes that plays into it. Like, are they actually engaged in watching the movie, or are they trying to do something else and it's like the noise is always droning on?
That's fair. Yeah.
But I have had the same experience with you as well. I remember specifically in the last M-Wave crawl, a husband and wife came to my VIP room, and the husband said, my wife doesn't like loud music. And I just wanted to give you that warning up front. And he was kind of like just giving me a warning, like, and she was like, I really don't. And I said, well, I'm not. I mean, I was just kind of said, I'm not going to not play my music loud. Like, there's a table in the back on the side over here, and if you want to sit over there, you can. I even have some earplugs I'll give you. But the intent here is very much to play reference music. So if this reference volume music, if it's bothersome to you, I'd just ask that you sit off to the side, because the rest of the people are here for that, right? I'm not gonna cut them out for this preference. She sat in the front middle seat, like, and was like stuck there the entire time and loved it and had a huge smile on her face and never got up and left and never complained. And at the end, they were saying like she was. I was like, was that too loud at all? And she was like, no, not at all. It was awesome. We were playing at reference almost the entire time for 2 hours. So that's case in point. Like if your system is clean, you're gonna like it.
They are.
Okay, so we got more coming in here. You're starring more, it looks like. St. Louis sports audio fan. How many and what amperage circuits do you guys use in your systems? Oh man, Ryan.
How many do you have, Jonathan? Let's start there.
I just have two 20 amp systems, two truly dedicated 20 amp, and that's enough for mine.
It's almost embarrassing. There are 19 electrical circuits from my room.
Mm-hmm.
There's 12 20 amps, 6 15s, and a 30. Every single amplifier is on its own dedicated 20 amp circuit. And then the 15s feed all of the other equipment. Like each rack PDU gets its own. And then the switches are on one, like all of the switching architecture. And then actually there's 20. There's 20. It's not 19 anymore. I added one for lighting. So there's 7 15 amps, and then there's a 30, which the Christie needs. So it's 100 amp sub panel. And Ryan Kramer's actually not far behind me. He's got 16 for his room. And the 20 amps they're all 240. So I did that because 240 allows things to run a bit cooler. There's higher voltage, so the conversions are a little bit different. It's not necessarily more efficient. It's just cooler. And I've got enough stuff that matters. So they're auto switching. Might as well use it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Only
even though for my system, even though I only have two dedicated 20, I've only ever thrown the breakers one time in this room. And I do reference demos plus 15 dB hot subs all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. I've only ever thrown it once.
My issue is I'm running two systems simultaneously.
Yeah. And the idle power is legit when you get that high.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, a lot of times, if we're being quite just frank here, except for when you're running the bass real hot, a lot of times our systems can be on and playing and never exceed the idle voltage because you're talking like a watt or two type levels for the amplifiers to run a lot of times in these rooms at normal listening volumes, not at like reference volumes, and it's immaterial. Like it won't even change on the watt meter that you're looking at.
Now the subs
will eat power, but it's dynamic.
It is.
And the circuits will transfer power much higher than rated capacity. It's 3 or 4 times rated capacity if they're heat-based circuits for short periods of time.
Yeah. You are true. You are true. You are.
So to put that in practical terms, if you're not following along or you don't understand what I'm saying, a 20 amp circuit for very short periods of time, like a bass pull from an explosion or something, can pass 60 or 80 amps for a short period of time because it doesn't build up the heat enough to flip the breaker. So that's how you can get away with these smaller ratings.
And you're talking brief period. We're talking instantaneous loads. Yeah. It stays for any amount of time. It's going to heat up very quickly and then pop. But
that's true.
The
time that I did throw my breaker when I was playing dubstep, which is just like, the woofer's just sitting there. It's constant more or less. I won't throw it in a movie watching dynamic clips, but if you're playing a 5-minute song that's got just a 20 hertz wobble in it or something, yeah, you can throw a breaker that way.
Live Die Repeat would throw it.
It very well could. The intro there with the 10-second tone or whatever. Though. I haven't tried that at reference, but I'm sure that would be the type of material. I'm making a custom Odyssey calibration for the Super Bowl. I have a main couch and people walking behind. Should I spread my mic locations further behind the couch and also not consider using the surrounds? Ooh, Paul, I like this question, especially for the second part. I'm not sure I'd change your calibration for people that are in there to fill the room. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But the surround thing does come into play and has for many years, I think. Those crowd sounds that they pump through the surround speakers for Super Bowl content specifically can be pretty loud if you're in a back row or non-traditional seating.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed that?
It can be really loud.
be aware of that. I wouldn't say necessarily change it, but be aware of that. Like, go sit in an unoptimized position during the Super Bowl and see if you just need to turn your surround speakers down. I've done that before for parties because they're cranking that up. And if you're sitting like because you have so many people in your room, you got 20 people in your room instead of just 3 or 6 like you normally have, and someone's sitting right next to the speaker and that speaker is playing real loud, just crowd sounds, it can be overwhelming.
What
So
about just using all channel stereo?
I think you'd not fix the problem because it'd just be down mixing that into every speaker.
Yeah, but you could run the overall volume lower
Yes, you could.
just
The
to
way
give everybody a more uniform experience if there's a bunch of people.
Yeah, you could do that certainly, so that they're not only hearing crowd sounds in the back, that kind of thing.
Or depending on the AVR, you could do
You might be better off instead of all channel stereo, just run it in stereo for
Oro.
that particular
What about
thing.
Oro?
I have no experience running Super Bowl content in Oro. I don't know.
Yeah, but just doing it, you've got experience with doing Oro upmixing, don't you?
I don't like as much Dolby Surround when I've tried it, but I've never. I mean, that's really specific content. Like I don't turn down my surrounds for movies or for music or for anything else, but for Super Bowls, I have. I have run into this exact
Oro
question.
could work. I like Oro for sports in the Storm, and you can change how the Oro upmixer works in Storm. I'm not familiar with how the Oro upmixers work in other platforms, but play with it. I don't think I'm going to go with Jonathan here. I don't think it's worthwhile doing a new calibration. I don't. Frankly, the majority of people that are going to be there are not going to care. They don't know any better. They're not going to be able to tell you, "Hey, Paul, this sounds like crap. Why didn't you do that extra calibration with the mics behind the couch?" Nobody's going to know.
Mhm.
Don't waste your time on it. I would play with upmixing. It's going to give you a much easier and actually palpable experience. Like
Oh,
things
yeah.
will change doing that. Things could get worse with your mic calibrate, your new calibration.
I would say you'll probably be well served to just drop your rear channels by like 5 or 6 dB and see how that sounds. Like, go sit in those spots. Go sit under the speaker. Go sit by the speaker that your mother-in-law is going to be sitting by and just see how it is. Because you don't want to drive. I mean, the negative thing would be driving someone out of the room because like
But
it's
maybe he doesn't like his mother-in-law, and then you could turn it up.
there is that. What else we got? That's the end of my questions that you starred
That's
for
all
me.
I got.
All right. Well, we don't have to belabor it.
We still went for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We say this every time. Every time. You gonna stream next week? We're gonna stream next week.
Yeah, I think so.
When do you want to do it?
Friday probably is typically pretty good.
I can't do Friday. Sloan's got a volleyball game. And
Saturday might be okay. Thursday is probably good.
Let's do Thursday.
Okay.
Well, I say Thursday because Saturday's my last night in town before I leave for ISE.
Yeah.
So don't want to do that to my family. Daughter's got a volleyball game on Friday, so we'll do Thursday.
Sounds good.
Cool. Got any movies we should watch? Anything just came out? Let me look. We could watch the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Search for SquarePants. You don't want to watch that? Are you sure? That could be marvelous. Come on, man. Could be awesome. My movies.
Chat, you got any recommendations besides Bruce Barnes? We don't accept recommendations from Bruce Barnes.
He should be banned. I don't know why he's not banned.
Begonia. Begonia. Have you heard of that one?
No. What is Begonia?
Let's look it up.
Begonia.
2025 black comedy film directed by
Begonia.
Themos.
Oh, okay.
Save the Green Planet.
Are we sure we're looking at the same movie? You
Has
said black comedy, and the two people on the cover of this movie are not black.
It just means dark comedy is what I mean. This is Wikipedia's entry, but that's what that would mean, I think.
Oh,
like
two
death.
conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap the high-powered CEO of a major company, convinced that she is an alien intent on destroying planet Earth. Are we Crime, suspense, comedy. Are we talking about the same movie?
That's what I'm reading.
Ryan says it's got a Best Picture nomination.
I guess I'm not against that one.
I'm not against it. Okay, I've marked that one. The other one that I was looking at was Running Man.
I heard that was terrible,
Oh, okay. Don't
but I
watch it.
haven't seen it.
Don't
So
watch that. Mickey 17.
I want to watch that one. Well, we could consider it with Bugoni, but sometime I want to watch that Mickey 17.
Well, I already own Mickey 17, so let's do that one first.
Okay, I'm in. That one sounds.
right.
That one I saw a trailer just recently and thought that looked fun. Actually, when I was watching the best movies of 2025, that was one of them in the
And then
list.
we'll do Begonia next.
Okay.
It's fine. We're not forgetting about you, Margaret. We'll do it. Have you watched Underwater yet?
No, but you said it was pretty good.
It wasn't terrible. I enjoyed the sound.
Killer of Killers. Have you seen that one? The Predator movie?
No, I didn't even know this was a thing.
I saw a trailer for that looked kind of fun.
Is it on streaming?
2025 American adult animated science fiction action anthology film about Predator universe.
Is it on streaming? Because it's not on Kaleidoscape. Who did it?
I don't know that. IMDb. Let's see if it says where to stream.
Killer of Killers?
Yeah. It says it's on Hulu and Disney Plus.
That would be why I can't find it.
It's funny to see like those kind of things, like rated R type violent things hitting Disney Plus because they purchased into that universe.
Oh, is this animated?
It is animated. It's got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That means crap, Jonathan. Crap means nothing.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, we'll add that to the list. So we'll do Mickey 17, Begonia, and then we'll do Killer of Killers. Because I'm all about the Aliens Predator universe. All for it. Okay.
Oh man, we speak one word, like give us some recommendations, and the comments light up again.
Yeah,
Everyone's got something they want to show.
This is actually a movie stream masquerading about home theater. That's how this is working. All right, we'll wrap it up. So we're going to do Mickey 17. We're going to do next Thursday at 7 p.m. No idea if we'll have a topic. We're going to try and come up with one. Jonathan and I were not coming up with one today. We tried, or yesterday. Didn't work. And we'll go from there. So stay safe. Enjoy that home theater journey. We'll see you all on Thursday. Watch Mickey 17. We can all chat about it, and hopefully it doesn't suck.